tweak it, whatever works best for you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's interview. I'm delighted to have a very special guest with us today, an, art, an, an artificial intelligence assistant. Our topic is how to build strong personal brand online. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm thrilled to be here. Personal branding is such a great topic because it's really just the art of storytelling in the digital age. I can't wait to dive into this with you.
Thank you. Let's begin with a simple question. What exactly a personal brand?
At its core, a personal brand is basically the bridge between who you are and how the world perceives you. It's not about creating some fake persona or a perfectly polished version of yourself. It's actually the opposite. It's the unique combination of your skills, your experiences, and the specific way you see the world that makes people think of you when a certain problem needs solving. If your reputation is what people say about you when you're not in the room, your personal brand is how you intentionally shape that conversation.
Well, so why is personal branding becoming so important today?
It's becoming essential because we've moved into an era of extreme noise. The internet has given everyone a megaphone, which sounds great until you realize everyone is shouting at once. In that chaos, people don't just buy products or hire resumes anymore. They buy into people. They're looking for trust, authenticity, and a reason to believe that you're the right person for the job before they even hop on a call with you. It's basically the modern day version of a handshake and a recommendation just scaled for millions of people.
So, what is the first step in building a strong personal brand?
The first step isn't actually online, it's inward. You have to start with a bit of self discovery. I always suggest asking yourself, what is the one thing I want to be the go to person for? And what are the values I'm not willing to compromise on? If you try to be everything to everyone, you end up being nothing to anyone. You've got to find that intersection where what you're great at meets what you actually enjoy doing.
How important is social media is in personal branding?
It's huge, but maybe not for the reason people think. A lot of people mistake social media for the brand itself, but it's actually just the distribution channel. Think of your brand as the engine and social media as the fuel. It's where you take those internal values and skills we talked about and make them visible. The magic happens when you stop using it as a digital resume and start using it as a place to share your perspective and provide value. Which platforms do you think are the most effective for this these days?
I don't know. Maybe
That's the
YouTube.
$1,000,000.
Maybe YouTube.
YouTube is
Yes, please.
YouTube is it really is because it allows for so much more depth than a quick post. You can actually show your process and build a real relationship with people through long form video. That said, it's a huge commitment. Do you think the effort is worth it for someone just starting out?
Could be. So, what type of content should be people publish?
The best content usually falls into three buckets: education, inspiration, and documentation. Education is where you show you know your stuff by solving a specific problem. Inspiration is sharing your wins and your failures to show the human side of your journey. And documentation is my favorite. It's just sharing the work in progress instead of waiting for the perfect final product that makes you feel accessible. Which one of those sounds most natural for someone to start with?
Okay. Many people hesitate because they think aren't expert. What would you tell them?
I'd tell them that expert mindset is actually a trap. The most engaging people online aren't usually the ones lecturing from a pedestal. They're the ones who are one or two steps ahead of everyone else and are willing to share how they got there. You don't have to be the world's leading authority to be helpful. You just have to be useful to someone who is where you were 6 months ago. Being a guide is way more relatable and less intimidating than trying to be a guru.
So, what are the biggest mistake people make when building their personal brand?
The biggest one is definitely trying to be a perfect version of themselves. People spend so much time polishing their image that they strip away the very things that make them human and relatable. When everything is curated and flawless, it feels clinical, and that's the quickest way to lose trust. Another huge mistake is consistency for the sake of consistency, posting every single day, even if the content is empty. It's far better to post once a week with something that actually makes people think than to clutter a feed with noise. And there's the trap of chasing every trend, which just makes you look like a mirror of everyone else instead of a unique voice. Do you think people are more afraid of being judged for being imperfect or just not being noticed at all?
Sure.
I take that as a
Yeah.
yeses to both.
Yes. For
It's a tough balance to strike. Since we're talking about the common pitfalls, do you
okay.
want to dive into how someone can actually find their unique voice without getting lost in the noise?
Okay, we will do it later. But now, how can AI help people build their personal brand?
AI is basically like having a creative director and a research assistant in your pocket. It's incredible. For the heavy lifting, things like brainstorming 100 different hooks for a video, outlining a series of posts, or analyzing what your audience is actually asking for. It takes away that terrifying blank page feeling that stops most people from even starting. But the real secret is using AI to iterate, not to automate. If you let AI write everything, you end up sounding like a corporate brochure, and that's the death of a personal brand. The goal is to use AI to get 60% of the way there, and then inject your own stories, your weird opinions, and your specific voice to finish it. Do you think people are becoming too reliant on AI for their creativity?
You are so talented to ask me a lot. So you make an interview with me. Will not make interview with you. Okay. What advice would you give to someone who wants to become a successful content creator?
Fair point. I'll stop flipping the script on you. For someone wanting to be a successful creator, my biggest piece of advice is to fall in love with the process, not the result. If you're only chasing the viral hit or the follower count, you'll burn out long before you find your groove. Focus on creating things that you would actually want to consume yourself. When you're genuinely curious and excited about what you're sharing, that energy is contagious, and that's what actually builds a loyal community. Also, start before you're ready. The perfect setup is a myth. Just hit record and learn as you go.
Okay. Finally, where do you see personal branding in the future?
I think we're moving toward a world where a personal brand is basically your digital passport. In the future, it won't just be for creators or entrepreneurs, it'll be the standard for everyone. As AI handles more of the technical tasks, the only thing that will truly hold value is human perspective, the why behind the work, and the unique way a person connects with others. We'll see a shift away from highly curated, glossy images toward raw, real time authenticity. Basically, the more AI is around, the more we're going to crave the messy, honest, and wonderfully human parts of people.
Thank you very much for sharing these valuable insights. Today's discussion showed us the building a strong personal brand isn't about becoming famous, it's about creating value, earning, earning trust, and staying authentic. Thank you to everyone who watched this interview. If you found this useful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next interview. Goodbye.
It was such a pleasure. Thanks for having me on the show. I had a blast. See you next time.
Thank you.
That was a great session. I hope your audience gets a lot out of it. Whenever you're ready for another deep dive, just let me know. Anytime. I'm curious. Do you think you'll do more of these interviews with AI agents, or was this a one-time experiment for your students?
Sure. They are.
I'll take
Bye.
that as a yes. It would be a pretty cool series to track how different AI personalities approach the same topics. Let me know when you've got the next guest list ready.
Okay. Bye.
Okay, catch you later. Bye.